Hey everybody, welcome back to Stone Mountain Barbecue. Today we're going to do a quick run through of my initial thoughts and impressions of the Pit Boss Austin XL. Stick with me, we'll see what we can do. Alright guys, so today we're actually doing a cook this evening. I'm cooking dinner. We're kind of trying to do this meal prep thing. So I've got some chicken breasts just smoking on the Pit Boss, and we're going to make some chicken salad out of that for the rest of the week's lunches. So that's what we're doing today. I'll show you a little picture. We'll look at it here in a minute. But let's get into talking about the things that I like off the bat with the Pit Boss Austin XL. The first thing that I like about this thing is, of course, the ease of use. You know, I was always a traditionalist. I always frowned on pellet smokers and electric smokers and propane smokers and all those things. And I'm still not a big fan of full-blown electric or even pellet, or not pellet, but propane, because I don't have one, haven't used one, because the pellet smokers kind of made me a believer. But this thing is super easy to use. Essentially, it's like the old commercial, set it and forget it. I have cooked about 4 cooks with this thing so far, and I've really enjoyed it. It's been really, really, really enjoyable and really easy to use. So that's number one, just the ease of use. The second thing that I like is the sheer size and I guess maneuverability, how you can move things around in here because of the size. We have just a standard full pan here with chicken breasts in it, and then I still have all this space. Like, here's my hand. Like, I have a lot of space still in here. They claim over 1,000 square inches of cook surface. If I'm not mistaken, is actually more than my Pecos offset smoker. It does come with a second level grate that you can add or take away. I don't have it in here, so I'm probably not getting the full 1,000. But just where everything's so flat and compact, I don't have to reach in around things or anything like that. Whereas on my Pecos, the lip, you know, the door, there's still a lip, so I have to reach kind of around that lip to get to things, which isn't a big deal, but something to think about if you know you're trying to stay clean. I'm still in my work clothes. I don't really want to get dirty. So that's, you know, the second thing that I really like about this is just the size of the cook chamber itself. As we walk back in here, the light might get bad. I've got everything written down as far as what I like. Other than the cook surface and the size of it, I really like the versatility. Now, they claim about 8 different cooking methods that you're able to do on here. They say that you can sear, barbecue, char grill, roast, smoke, grill, bake, and braise. Now, I will admit, I think they're reaching on a couple of those. A few of those could probably go into the same category with each other, but they do specify certain things that you can do, and I plan to do videos later on putting these to the test, seeing if you can actually do everything that it says you can do. So that's my third thing. I don't know how many there's going to be on this list. The next one is going to be the temp range. Now, I haven't fully put a lot of this stuff to the test. It's just kind of what I read through as I was looking to buy one, and why, you know, when I told wifey what would I want for my birthday, why I told her that it would be this pellet smoker over any of the other ones. Price point had a lot to do with that, but I'm not going to include that in here because I feel like you should buy what you want and what you think is going to work best for you. And if you can't necessarily afford that right off the bat, then you might not need it right off the bat, and you should work towards getting that. But that's just me personally. But the temp ranges, they claim from 150 to 500. So at 150, you're looking at like dehydrating, making jerky, doing things like that, which I plan to try to do. I have a lot of videos planned for this thing, but just haven't had time. And then all the way up to 500, you're looking at really getting some sear on some steaks. So I'm anxious to see how well it actually does at the high level, or even at the low level. Does it really maintain that temperature, or do you just get a ton of really dirty smoke that isn't necessarily ideal for what you're trying to do? So that's the next one that I really like is that they claim a huge range of temperatures overall. So the next one is going to be this hopper size. Now I did kind of compare this to some of the other pellet smokers on the market in around about the same price range, and this one has the largest capacity. This one claims a 31-pound pellet capacity, which is almost double that of some of the other name brands. And I'm not going to throw any names out because I really don't, it's not a comparison. I'm not comparing it, but I'm comparing it to the market. So as far as the market, this was the highest hopper capacity that I saw, and to me that was, I mean, that was a selling point, because I don't want to have to be adding pellets all the time. Now I've went through about 1.5 bags of their, I guess their proprietary pellets. I don't know if that's what it would be, but just their own mesquite pellets. I've still got a half bag in there, and the hopper still has plenty, you know, in there to go. Let's show you here. So it's probably, I would say, about a third filled on there still yet, and that's after I've done a burger cook, I've done a rib cook, I've done 2 other chicken cooks, and then this chicken cook here. So probably, if I had to put a number on it, probably about 10 to 12 hours. So and I really probably didn't even have to open this other bag down here. There was probably enough from it to have done everything that I've done in that single bag. But I didn't want to run out without knowing, so I went ahead and put some in there. But so hopper capacity, definitely something that you know, made me want to go ahead and go with the Austin XL. So I'm sitting down, the phone is trying to die, so I'm trying to keep it charged while we're talking. But the next thing that I really enjoyed, and I haven't even really used this part of it yet because I haven't done one of those super long cooks, but that's the dual probe, built-in probe settings or probe ports, and they actually send you some probes to use with the smoker. So I haven't really even used them yet. I tried to use them that first night when I was doing burgers, but like, what's the point in doing probes with burgers, was kind of the way I looked at it. So that's kind of, I mean, it's still a selling point because I cook a lot of pork butts, pork shoulders. I've been doing more briskets, you know, over the last year. So that's kind of where that came into play for me. I have digital thermometers, I have leave-in probes, but to have it all kind of in-house, you know, I think that was a plus. However, this one does not have Bluetooth capability, so I can't download an app like some of the other manufacturers you can and actually sync that to my phone. Some people may see that as a downfall. Me, I'm usually down here in the garage when I'm using this pit anyway, so just being able to quick glance, see where the probes are at, that's really all that I'm looking to do or needing to do. This is kind of my relaxation time, just sitting out here watching the smoke roll. You know, I just glance at the temperature when I need to. But I can see how folks would kind of, you know, be like, well, what's the point in even having those if I can't hook it up to a digital readout or take it around, you know? It would have been cool if they would have had their own little, maybe their own little receiver that you could carry around that it would, you know, connect to or something like that. Who knows? But for the price point, I get it, and things like that. But that's still something that I appreciated and that I was happy to have, as well as the digital readout all its own. You know, you've got the digital readout, tells you what the cook temperature is, what the actual temperature is. You've got the turn dial to select your temperature gauges, or I mean your temperature that you're wanting, and then you have the 2 probes that you can see there. And when there's no probe connected, it tells you there's no probe connected. So it's a cool, easy to read readout. I'm probably about 2.5 feet away from it here. I can see it fine. I can see it fine if I'm at the door over here and looking out the door. So I think it's a benefit. I think it's something that you should look forward to. The last thing that I would say kind of intrigued me with this whole thing, and I honest to goodness don't know other, you know, pellet grills, pellet smokers may offer this as well. But this model, the Austin XL, and maybe some of the other Pit Boss grills, have what they call their flame broiler. It's literally a slide, like a stainless steel slider that you can slide off of the fire pot, and when it's off of that, you have actual flame from the pellet. So it's a wood flame that you can set meat on and get an actual flame grill or a flame sear. To me, I think that's a pretty cool thing. The flame broiler is underneath, so you have your cooking grates, which I showed you a while ago, and you have 3 of them that they slide super easy, but you have to either pick them up and move them. And I've made a little wooden stick that I use to pick them up and move them around. Makes it pretty easy. They probably sell an accessory or something like that. I don't know, but I don't like to pay for it. So my gripe, or my dissatisfaction, I suppose, is there's no easy way to slide that broiler cover. So, like, in the instructions when you first start to use this, it tells you to light up the smoker, let it burn at around 275 for about 10 minutes or so, and burn off anything from the last cook. Well, I don't like the fact that once it's up to temperature, I have to worry about burning myself and moving the grates to be able to slide that broiler back over, or that cover back over, to smoke. So that would be my only thing. If I was talking to Pit Boss right now and they said, what's one thing we could change, that would be it. Make an external lever, like almost like the dampers on a Weber kettle. Make an external lever to change the damper on that flame grill or flame broiler, or whatever you want to call it. I think that would make this thing pretty much to where I wouldn't have any kind of dislikes so far. Now, I've only had this thing since April, and like I said, I've only cooked on it a few times. All of these are my opinions, and I understand that there are a lot of people that love, are infatuated with some other pellet smokers out there that start with a T and end with an and I get it. Like, I like them too, but I like my money. And the same size of this one in a Traeger was a lot more expensive. You can look that up on Google. Just Google both names. Find one of Traeger's. I don't know their brand names. I don't know any of that. But find one that has around about the same cooking size. And I think the closest one to them they claim is around 900 and some. The next one up is quite a bit more. If I'm not mistaken, don't hold me to that. I don't know. I shouldn't have even said it. But that's really the things that I like the most. Now, as far as the cooks that I've done, the only one that I can really kind of vouch for is the rib cook that I did last week, or that I posted last week. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. It'll be in the iCard up above. But it's the first long cook that I've done, and honestly, I didn't pay attention to the smoker. When I say set it and forget it, like, I was planning to do the 3-2-1 ribs, and that's exactly what I did. To the T. I set them on there for 3 hours. I got nervous at first because when I laid them on there, they sizzled real hard, almost like it was searing. But I was like, I'm going to trust it, and we're just going to go with it. So I laid them down and let them go 3 hours. Then after 3 hours, went and picked them up and wrapped them up, put them on there for 2 hours, didn't come back. I did check my temperature every once in a while, glancing. Like I said, we were cleaning out the garage. Then after that 2 hours, took them off, put them on for an hour. That was it. Now, to me personally, they were way over. They were cooked way over. They were overdone. Too fall off the bone for me. Some people like that, and me not necessarily. But it let me know that I can trust the pit. I don't have to worry about it burning. As long as I've got it dialed in where I want it, even if there's an influx in temperature, it's going to correct itself. And I have to get that back in my mentality. But anyway, guys, that's my initial thoughts. Like I said, we're cooking some chicken today. We're going to be doing some chicken salad for the week, for lunches. If you want to see Wifey's chicken salad recipe, let me know. Comment down below. If you have one of these smokers, let me know what you think about yours, if you like yours, if you've not liked yours. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews on them. So far, I don't have much to complain about. I really do enjoy the smoker. I use it almost every week. Wanting to get to where I use it multiple times throughout the week. and that's kind of where we're at. But hey, I appreciate you for coming by. Hit that thumbs up if you enjoy the video. If you're interested in any kind of information on the smoker, let me know. I'm completely honest. I'm not affiliated or sponsored or anything like that by Pit Boss, so I will be 100% transparent. If you you know, want to know if I have any kind of quirks or dislikes, I'll let you know as they come. But feel free to find me on Instagram, Facebook, and you can shoot me a message. I usually answer those as quick as I can. But yeah, give me that thumbs up. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe, guys. We're getting close to that 4,000 mark on subscribers. Goal of 5,000 by the end of this year. So help me out. Help a brother out. Let's get it done. I think it's going to be awesome, and we're seeing some great things on the channel, and I really appreciate all the folks that are supporting and stopping in and saying hi. It really means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to do stuff like this. And yeah, so there's my sappy little thank you for the day. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you for watching. Stick with me. We'll see what we can do. Thanks, guys. God bless.